I never imagined betrayal could take such a dangerous and surreal turn. But life has a way of spiraling into the unexpected, and the person I trusted most became involved in something horrifying. This is my story, how I discovered my wife's secret, shocking experiments with her affair partner, and the aftermath that left her in critical condition while I reclaimed my life. My name is Imran. I had been married to my wife, Hina, for 7 years. We shared a small, cozy home and a daughter named Meher, who was 5. On the surface, everything seemed perfect: a loving relationship, stable finances, and a life that friends admired. I trusted Hina completely. The first warning signs were subtle. Hina began staying late at work, coming home exhausted and acting unusually secretive with her phone. I noticed that she avoided discussing certain topics and became defensive whenever I asked questions. Initially, I brushed it off as stress from her job, but the unease in my gut never left me. Then came the small inconsistencies, strange receipts, unusual purchases, and mentions of projects she was working on with her colleague, Asif. At first I didn't think much of it, but something felt off. Hina's excitement around these projects seemed forced, almost hiding something. One evening, curiosity and concern pushed me to investigate. I discovered that Hina and Asif had been conducting secret experiments, scientific or chemical in nature, without any supervision or safety precautions. Worse, these experiments were clearly reckless and dangerous. My heart sank further when I realized the extent. It wasn't just experiments, it was experimentation that involved them both in morally and physically hazardous ways. The truth was shocking, but it got worse. I found messages revealing that Hina and Asif had been intimately involved, planning to meet under the guise of these experiments. The betrayal was multi-layered: emotional, physical, and now life-threatening. The woman I trusted, my wife, had not only cheated but had risked her life and my family's safety. I knew I had to act immediately. I rushed to their location and found Hina in critical condition, injured due to a failed experiment. Asif was there, panicked and helpless. I called emergency services and stayed by her side, ensuring she received medical attention. The scene was surreal: betrayal, danger, and desperation all colliding at once. While Hina was stabilized in the hospital, I confronted Asif privately. I didn't resort to anger or violence. I let the evidence and the consequences speak. His recklessness and betrayal had created a situation that could have been fatal. I ensured that authorities were aware of his role and held him accountable legally. The emotional toll on me was immense. Seeing the woman I loved in critical condition, knowing she had betrayed me with my friend, was almost unbearable. But amidst the heartbreak, I realized something essential. I had to reclaim my life and protect my family. I filed for divorce immediately. The court process was straightforward because I had documented everything: messages, evidence of the affair, and the dangerous experiments. Hina lost claims to shared assets and custody manipulation, while I ensured Meher's safety and stability. After the divorce, I disappeared from Hina and Asif's lives. I moved to another city, focused on rebuilding my life, and prioritized my daughter's well-being. I ignored Hina's attempts at reconciliation, excuses, and apologies. Silence became my ultimate act of control and accountability. Months later, I learned that the aftermath had completely changed their lives. Hina faced medical challenges and social humiliation, while Asif was legally prosecuted and socially ostracized. The dangerous actions they had taken together left irreversible consequences. For me, the journey was emotionally taxing but ultimately empowering. Betrayal in such extreme circumstances revealed the depths of deception, but strategic action, evidence, and prioritizing safety allowed me to reclaim control. The hardest lesson I learned is this: betrayal can be devastating, but when it escalates into dangerous territory, swift and decisive action is essential. Protecting yourself and your family, exposing the truth, and setting boundaries is not revenge, it is survival. Hina's affair, combined with the reckless experiments, destroyed her relationships, reputation, and health. I exposed the truth, ensured accountability, filed for divorce, and walked away. And in the silence that followed, I found the strongest form of justice: peace, dignity, and closure for myself and my daughter. I found my cheating wife in critical condition after shocking experiments with her affair partner. And in that moment, I realized that betrayal, danger, and accountability can coexist, and that walking away is sometimes the only way to reclaim your life.